Welcome to Top 10, the home of rapid-fire rankings. From fascinating facts to the freshest trends, we unveil the best of the best, all in a bite-sized package. Immerse yourself in a world where less is more, and seconds count. Stay curious, stay engaged, and remember, life is always surprising when you're counting down with Top 10.
Hello and welcome to a very special episode of, well, this isn't really an episode of anything, is it? It's more like a heartfelt conversation we need to have. It's more of a desperate plea for sanity disguised as a YouTube video. We're all feeling the pressure, the stress, and the overwhelming flood of information. We're here to talk about something truly terrifying, the upcoming election. Yes, the one that's been keeping you up at night, making you question everything. Now, I know what you're thinking. Not another top 10 list, haven't I suffered enough? And to that I say buckle up, Buttercup, because this isn't your average listicle. This is a journey through the often ignored yet crucial aspects of choosing a leader. We're diving deep into the murky depths of overlooked election issues, the kind that politicians hope you'll be too distracted by shiny objects and attack ads to notice. They want you to focus on the surface, not the substance, but we're here to peel back the layers, to reveal the hidden truth. These are the issues that really matter, the ones that affect your daily life in ways you might not even realize. From healthcare to education, from the economy to the environment, these factors shape our world. They influence how we live, work, and interact with each other. So, let's take a closer look. Welcome to our countdown of the top 10 overlooked factors to consider when voting for the next presidential candidate. Stay tuned because this is information you can't afford to miss. All right, let's kick things off with a topic that's about as exciting as watching paint dry, but roughly 1,000 times more important: cybersecurity and data privacy. This stuff matters. We live in a digital age, which is a lovely way of saying that every single thing we do is being tracked, analyzed, and probably sold to the highest bidder. And who's supposed to protect us from this digital hellscape? That's right, the very same people we're electing to run the country. So, when you're evaluating those candidates, ask yourself this: do they even understand how the internet works? Next up, we're tackling a subject that's about as popular as a fart in a spacesuit: climate change. It's a topic that often gets people riled up, but it's one we can't afford to ignore any longer. Now, I know there are still some people out there who think this whole global warming thing is a hoax, a liberal conspiracy cooked up by Al Gore and a bunch of polar bears wearing tiny lab coats. But let's set the record straight. But here's the thing, folks, the Earth is getting warmer. The data is clear and the evidence is overwhelming. Scientists around the world have been studying this for decades. The ice caps are melting, sea levels are rising, coastal cities are already feeling the impact, and it's only going to get worse if we don't take action. So, when you're considering who to vote for, pay attention to their stance on climate change. It's not just about politics, it's about the future of our planet. Do they think it's a real problem that needs to be addressed? Are they willing to take the necessary steps to combat it? Or do they think it's all a big joke? Are they dismissing the science and the urgent calls for action? The environment doesn't care about your political affiliation. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, Republican, or anything in between. It's going to keep getting hotter, with more frequent and intense heat waves affecting millions. The storms are going to keep getting stronger, causing more destruction and displacing more people. And the polar bears are going to keep sending you those chain emails, reminding you that we need to act now. The time for debate is over. The time for action is now. All right, let's move on to a topic that's near and dear to my heart: education. I'm talking about the state of our education system, a system that's supposed to be the great equalizer, but often feels more like a rigged carnival game where the house always wins. We're saddling students with mountains of debt, forcing them to choose between a college education and, being able to afford basic necessities like food and shelter. And don't even get me started on the teachers. So, when you're evaluating those candidates, ask yourself this: do they value education? Do they have a plan to make it more affordable and accessible for everyone? Because here's the thing, education is the key to a brighter future, but only if we're willing to invest in it. All right, let's talk about something that's about as fun as a root canal healthcare. Now, I know this is a touchy subject, one that tends to get people all riled up and shouting at their televisions, but here's the thing, folks, healthcare shouldn't be a political football. It's a basic human right, right up there with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We're forcing people to choose between their health and their financial well-being, which is about as fair as making someone choose between their left leg and their right arm. So when you're evaluating those candidates, pay attention to their healthcare policies. Do they believe everyone deserves access to quality, affordable healthcare, or do they think it's a privilege reserved for the wealthy and well-connected? All right, let's venture into the wild and wacky world of foreign policy, a realm where things are about as clear as a mud wrestling competition in a sandstorm. We've got dictators throwing their weight around, terrorists doing their best to ruin everyone's day, and countries playing a high-stakes game of geopolitical chess, with the fate of the world hanging in the balance. Do they have a firm grasp of foreign policy? Do they understand the complexities of international relations? Because here's the thing. The world is a dangerous place, and we need a leader who can navigate its treacherous waters without capsizing the ship. All right, let's talk about a topic that's about as comfortable as a conversation with your in-laws after you've accidentally set their prize-winning poodle on fire: criminal justice reform. Now, I know this is a complex issue, one that's often painted in black and white, but the reality is far more nuanced. We've got a system that's supposed to be blind, but often seems to favor the wealthy and well-connected. So when you're evaluating those candidates, pay attention to their stance on criminal justice reform. Do they believe in rehabilitation and second chances? Or are they more interested in locking people up and throwing away the key? All right, let's talk about everyone's favorite subject, money. Specifically, let's talk about economic policies, those magical spells that politicians cast in the hopes of conjuring up a prosperous economy. Now, I'm not an economist, but I've watched enough episodes of Shark Tank to know that the economy is a fickle beast. So when you're evaluating those candidates, pay attention to their economic policies. Do they favor trickle-down economics, the theory that if you give enough money to the wealthy, it'll eventually trickle down to the rest of us like a leaky faucet? Or do they believe in a more equitable approach? Because here's the thing. A strong economy shouldn't just benefit the wealthy few. It should work for everyone, from the CEOs to the cashiers. All right, let's talk about something that's changing faster than a chameleon on a rainbow: technology and innovation. Now, I'm not exactly a tech whiz. I still struggle to set the clock on my microwave, and the only algorithm I understand is the one that determines how many cookies I can eat before my pants feel uncomfortably snug. But even I can see that technology is rapidly transforming our world, from the way we communicate to the way we work to the way we order pizza. So, when you're evaluating those candidates, pay attention to their stance on technology and innovation. Do they embrace the future, or are they clinging to the past like a toddler to a well-worn blankie? All right, let's talk about something that's often more divisive than a plate of pineapple pizza at a family reunion: social issues. Now, I know this is a minefield, a topic where everyone has an opinion, and those opinions are often held with the tenacity of a honey badger defending its den. But here's the thing, folks. Equality shouldn't be a matter of opinion. It's not about left versus right, liberal versus conservative, or cats versus dogs. So, when you're evaluating those candidates, pay attention to their stance on social issues. Do they believe in equality for all, or are they more interested in dividing us along arbitrary lines, pitting us against each other like gladiators in a coliseum of intolerance? And finally, let's talk about something that's about as exciting as watching grass grow, but just as important: infrastructure development. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, you promised us excitement, intrigue, maybe even a car chase or two, and you're ending with potholes? And to that I say, bear with me, because this stuff matters. Infrastructure is the backbone of our society, the foundation upon which everything else is built. And let's be honest, folks, our infrastructure is crumbling faster than a gingerbread house in a hurricane. So when you're evaluating those candidates, pay attention to their plans for infrastructure development. Do they believe in investing in our future, in creating jobs, in building a more modern and efficient infrastructure for everyone? So there you have it, folks. 10 overlooked factors to consider before you cast your vote. 10 issues that might not be as glamorous as the horse race aspect of the election, but that have a far greater impact on your daily life. Now, I know this was a lot to digest, and frankly, I'm a little worried we've all just been collectively radicalized by a YouTube video. But hey, at least you're informed, right? And being informed is the first step to making a difference. So go forth, my friends, and vote like your future depends on it, because it kind of does. Thanks for watching. Make sure to consider these often overlooked factors when you head to the polls. Your vote matters, and being informed is the first step to making a difference. Remember, every vote counts and every voice matters. It's not just about the big names on the ballot, but also the local issues that shape our communities. So take the time to research, discuss, and engage with others. Your informed vote can lead to meaningful change. Let's make sure our voices are heard and our choices are well informed. Together we can make a difference. Happy voting!
Thanks for watching Top 10 Countdowns. Desire more? Glide your cursor to the subscribe button, give it a click. Don't forget that notification bell. It's your golden ticket to our world of riveting Top 10 Countdowns. See you soon in the next video.